More derby action to look forward to tomorrow night. This time at White Hart Lane, North London Pride at stake. Spurs and Arsenal from 7, Sky Sports 1 and interactive for Sky Digital viewers on Sky Sports Extra. 1-0 to Blackburn at Burnley, half-time at Turf Moor. Few talking points during the first half, including that penalty incident. Was it or wasn't it? The referee said it wasn't. Let's have another look. To be fair to Davis, the ball comes at him very, very quickly and almost swerves a little bit as well, Ray, doesn't it?
It flies at him, Marcus. But I still think he just moves his arm out a touch. As we see the shot coming in now, he does try to head it, but it definitely hits that armband of his, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it's going on target as well. I know the goalkeeper's behind him, but it's actually going on target. That's why I felt it should be a penalty.
Well, Blackburn are in front nonetheless. The one thing that worries you, Nigel, is their defensive components. You still think they're a little bit fragile?
Yeah, I think at times Blackburn still look vulnerable to the counter-attack. I think they're good going forward, and the likes of McAteer, Dunn, Duff do like to go and join in. It leaves Flitcroft on his own there sometimes. But with Berg coming back in and Taylor, they haven't got that understanding yet, and that happened a couple of times when Moore got in. But Friedel looks good in goal, that looks strong. But I still think Graham will want more from his two full-backs in the second half, a little bit better on the ball and feeding it into the front men or into midfield and being a bit more controlled there.
Of course, he's got something of a treasure trove on the bench as well, should he wish to switch things around in the second half.
Yeah, he's got some riches, hasn't he, Marcus? We've got Daly, Hignett, Johnson, Mann, and of course Filing the goalkeeper. So Graham really does have an exceptional squad for this division, I've got to say. And I'm sure that he will utilise that squad in the best possible way. But it's very, very important for him that he has that squad, so it keeps the guys that are on the pitch on their toes.
Well, this is a crucial 45 minutes coming up for everybody connected with both these clubs, but in particular Burnley. As we've mentioned, they've not lost at home since April. It would be something of a nightmare for them if they were to surrender that proud record against their neighbours from up the road. Let's rejoin our match commentators, Brian Marwood and Rob Hawthorne.
An heroic first-half performance from Jason McAteer with a vital defensive intervention to prevent Graham Brandt from scoring early on, and then right on the stroke of half-time, getting the goal that broke the deadlock. Crowd here in anticipation of a second half as frantic as the first half was. They've been looking forward to this occasion for a long, long time, of course. And in the case of one Burnley fan, Ryan Atkins, it's all been too much for his wife, who went into labour this morning and consequently, after 17 years of looking forward to this fixture, has had to miss it. And I bet if it's a boy, they don't call him Jason. Mark Hughes is the subject of player cam for the first 15 minutes of the second half for Sky Digital viewers on Channel 404. Hughes, the old warhorse who's played his part in the proceedings. And Blackburn it will be who will get the second half underway with the goal-scoring hero and the Welsh international manager. It's actually McAteer's first goal for Blackburn this season, although he did score for the Republic of Ireland in their match in Holland back in September. It was a real quality strike. This one had a touch of calamity about it from the home team's point of view, as they failed to deal with a long throw-in. And Burnley, as well as having to tighten up now, will be looking at their attacking options, and certainly Stan Turnant has plenty of those. Brian?
Yeah, he does, and it was quite interesting when we got the teams and the substitutes just before kick-off that he actually possesses 4 out of the 5 attacking players.
This is a great run from Damien Duff, and the challenge is a successful one from Cox. He got the ball, says the referee, but for the second time in this match, some of the Blackburn players feel that they were denied a clear penalty.
I actually thought this was a very well-timed challenge. Wonderful footwork from Duff. He really does possess such quality, and that clearly is a fantastic defensive tackle from Ian Cox.
You look at the direction of the ball, and it's indisputable that Cox got there. Blackburn perhaps have more of a claim on that first half handball from Steve Davis. Can Burnley deal with this long throw-in? Again, it's got through, and the shot deflected against the post. Oh, and what a remarkable miss. Mark Hughes looked a dead cert there in front of his own fans to make it 2-0, and doesn't.
Well, they just haven't coped again from the throw-in. And there, really, the ball bouncing around. McAteer does superbly well. That almost looked as if it was heading for the back of the net. And if there's one person that you'd really fancy the ball to come out to, it would be Mark Hughes. But not that time for Sparky. As this ball cannons off the post, he mustn't believe his luck. Well, there again.
Well, there will be concerns in the Burnley camp about the way they're defending against these throw-ins. It led to the goal for McAteer, and it almost led to another one there. Initially for McAteer with his shot deflected onto the post, and then Stan Turner relieved to see Mark Hughes miss the gift.
Well, what's quite amazing is, certainly from throw-ins, as you would expect, the fact that a side that has 3 centre-halves playing, that they would be able to deal with that type of threat, and they clearly haven't. It cost them once at half-time, and it very nearly cost them again just after half-time.
McAteer. Curtis looked offside, but the flag had stayed down. Berg. Dunn's touch. Now Damien Duff. Curtis. Hughes and Bent and Duff all waiting in the box.
Well, you'd expect John Curtis to provide better quality than that, but it's a wonderful start to the second half by Blackburn Rovers. Just look at the way that they are steaming forward. Lots of pace, lots of quality. However, Curtis lacking in that department. Burnley going to have to get a grip very quickly to find themselves 1-0 down. Could have quite easily have been 2-0.
Hughes. Moor. From Bent to Dunn. Now Duff. Cleared by Ball. Burnley haven't really been able to get a grip on it since the second half began.
I'm sure Gravesooners would have been saying at half-time the fact that Burnley would attack them very early. They're going to have to take the sting out of it, and they certainly did. They came out with such a great tempo to this second half.
Here's Steve Davis. Branch. Cleared by Bjornaby. Davis hits one. Initially by Taylor, then by Dunn. Having to try and hold off Cox. It's Weller who comes back to retrieve. Pass from Thomas. Flitcroft. McAteer pressing against Branch. Curtis. McAteer. John looking for a way through. It's Jason McAteer.
Burnley's problem is that they aren't really providing a threat to the Blackburn goal at the moment, and Stan Turner and Sam Ellis, his assistant, perhaps contemplating making 1 or 2 tactical changes. He's got players on the bench, the likes of John Rose and Jepson, that may just go out there and cause 1 or 2 flutters in the Blackburn defence. At the moment, they really don't seem to be making an impression.
Could be about to come on against his old club.
Well, he certainly possesses a lot of pace, John Rose.
Croft. Hughes. Bent. Dunn. Now Hughes.
Well, again, that's 2 occasions Blackburn Rovers have counter-attacked superbly well. Similar area of the field, but once again, Final ball letting him down. Game's incredibly stretched at the moment, Rob.
Curtis. Now Davis. Mitchell Thomas. Frustration for Graham Branch, and the opportunity for change for Burnley.
I think the problem is there's been a struggle for Burnley in wide areas. I just wonder whether John Rose may well go up front alongside Payton and Moore, and may just sacrifice a midfield player.
McAteer bent with a cross. Here comes Lemmy John Rose, who was at Blackburn before their rise to Premiership champions, and it's Paul Cook that he's taking the place of, and he gets the expected reception from the Blackburn supporters. Played some 50 games for them until his departure. He was a successful disciple of Stan Ternant through their promotions together at Bury, before following him here to Turf Moor. Here's Branch. Done. Wasn't caught by ball, says the referee. Play on. Davis has got it clear towards Moore.
Sue's going absolutely ballistic. He really is on the challenge on David Dunn.
Bjornaby. Here's Bent. McAteer lets it go to Dunn.
Well, again, Blackburn Rovers attacking Burnley, a lot of pace. You tell me how that's not a free kick. Well, what Burnley have done, they've almost gone to a 4-3-3. John Rose will attack down this left-hand side. They've pushed Branch on to join Payton and Moore.
Cox. And Barry Flitcroft is the player in trouble now.
Yeah, and this is another late challenge, and the skipper of Blackburn Rovers. A little bit hard done by Blackburn Rovers, given the challenge a little bit earlier on. David Dunn.
Well, Branch penalised. Davis. Come back well by Ball. Taylor covering against Moore, though. John Rose. Curtis. Back from Hughes to Flitcroft. Bjornaby. Flags up for offside. Hughes having strayed into that territory.
And there you can see Blackburn Rovers almost dominance at times of this second half. 30% in Burnley's defensive third. That's exactly what we were talking about, really, that Burnley have struggled to make any real impression on this Blackburn Rovers back four.
Hughes and Thomas locked in combat again. Davis just got enough on that. It's Henningberg. McAteer.
stretch, but Blackburn have maintained a very good shape. It's Burnley really that are trying to change things around, trying to get something out of this game. Stan Turner does have other options on the bench. Just wonder whether he's tempted to put Ronnie Jepsen on to the pitch, because he really is a fiery character, probably made for games like this.
Berg. Is done. Flipcroft. Curtis. Ultimately pushed by Graham Branch.
Kind of thinking the job that Gary Flitcroft's done for Blackburn Rovers. Got great experience, but he's just really been very tidy, been very neat in that midfield area. Nothing over elaborate, just keeping the flow of the game as far as the visitors are concerned.
Bjorn will be left to deal with the free kick. McAteer, who had been there, has been enlisted as cover at the back. Bjorn swings it in. Ball firmly behind it. McAteer's presence important in holding off Andy Payton, although he has given away the free kick.
Well, it's a little bit unfortunate to me, Jason McAteer. He got the ball. Burnley will make another substitution.
And it's young Brad Maylett who is going to come on. But he's taking the place of Graham Branch. Maylett is one of the youngsters to come through the system here, who does give them hope for the future. Played last week against Preston, partly as a result of the suspensions of Branch and Kevin Ball. Header away by Taylor. Here's Davis. And now Maylett gets his first touch. Hughes. McAteer. Populous getting there after Rowe failed to make the header.
Well, we read the situation very well, the goalkeeper, but Burnley, in their intent to try and get an equaliser, they are pushing bodies forward. Blackburn Rovers are attacking, or counter-attacking rather, with a lot of pace. Moor. Tell you what, Rob, the next goal is going to be vital, because if it goes to Blackburn, you think Burnley are dead and buried. If Burnley can get an equaliser, it will certainly raise the home fans. Spirits will be high again, and there'll probably be a great belief that they can go on and win the match.
Ian Koch will be trying to prevent a second goal for Blackburn, now the subject of player cam for Sky Digital viewers on Channel 404. Here's Flitcroft, challenged by Ball. Payton. Here's Maylett. 3 in the box for Burnley. No support for him on that right-hand side. Maylett have got to do it on his own, and he's done well to win the corner. And this time they're not bringing Thomas forward, it's Cox who's coming up. Kent who gets it away. Moore will challenge the goalkeeper.
That was excellent goalkeeping from Brad Friedel. It really was, again, reading the situation well there. You can see bodies in the box. Moore thinks that he's certainly going to be first to the ball, but Friedel very commanding.
It's a hopeful one from Mickey Mellon. Thomas. Curtis. McAteer. Hughes. Now done. Half timing his run well. Weller has gone out there with him. And he's got past him, but not past Steve Davis.
That's not what you want as a defender. When Duff really does come at you, he comes at you with a lot of pace, a lot of ability.
It'll be third time lucky from a corner for Blackburn here. Berg was in there but couldn't get near it. Back in from McAteer. It's Taylor. Cleared to Pate. And now the opportunity of a break. Maylett. Mellon. Oh, well left. Moor. John Rose let it run to him.
That's too little over from John Rose, and fortunately for Blackburn Rovers, Henningberg was alert to the situation.
Mellon with a corner. The Burnley fans baying for an equaliser. Davis gets up, but the congested area in front of him stops it getting through. And then Weller wastes the moment of opportunity.
Well, he need a little bit more composure than that, Paul Weller. Stan Turner just really screaming at him. Trying to encourage his players now. He needed some spark from somewhere. Maylett's given them a little bit because he loves to run with the ball, loves to attack. They need a little bit more than that from other areas of the field.
Curtis. Back from McAteer. Berg. Thomas. Dunn. Mellon. Curtis under pressure from Payton. Here's Thomas. John Rose. Dunn cuts out Thomas's ball. Hooked over by Mellon. Taylor.
I'm not sure whether he knew where Brad Friedel was, but a lot of composure from Martin Taylor. You see Burnley almost frightened just to knock balls into that Blackburn penalty box because they feel that Berg and Taylor are always going to outclimb Ian Moore and Andy Payton.
Well, it's the Blackburn fans are in celebratory mood at the moment. But Graham Souness wants to make a change here, and he's bringing on Matt Jansen and taking off the veteran Mark Hughes, who had the opportunity to wrap this game up at the start of the second half.
I can understand that one because I think the game has got so stretched. Burnley are pushing players forward. I think he felt that the pace and the trickery that Jansen does possess will be a good complement to Marcus Bent.
Friedel has lost it under pressure from Davis. And And the referee felt that the challenges going on the goalkeeper there were perfectly fair. And from that scary moment, Blackburn now break with Janssen, and it's Duff up ahead, and the flag goes up. Well, he completes it academically, but the flag had long since been raised.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision to make, but the challenge on the goalkeeper, I believe, was fair. As Davids, they climbs very well indeed against Friedel. Friedel perhaps losing a little bit of concentration, but some good defensive play from Blackburn. They get bodies around the ball, they make sure that Burnley aren't going to score.
Here's Ian Moor. Naylor looking for the opening.
Well, the game certainly has a good pace to the match. I think that the fans here, certainly the Burnley ones, really are urging their team to bomb forward. You need to try and create a little bit more, though, than what they have. They just had scraps to feed off.
Well, it's easy to forget how far this club has come in a very short space of time. Stan Ternant's third season here, and they were going nowhere when he took over. If anything, they were likely to be relegated from the second division. And here they are on a promotion later, challenging around the playoff area. Well, they're about to come unstuck here against their deadly rivals. Marcus Bent has won a free kick.
That's fantastic play from Marcus Bent, showing very good strength indeed, just to hold the ball up. It's just taking the sting out of Burnley, and it's important that Blackburn get the ball forward, maintain possession.
Berg, the taker of the kick. Done. Away by Davis. Maylett. Damien Duff wins the throw for Blackburn. You want to be picking out McAteer. Flipcroft. Matt Janssen. Deflected back off Thomas. Flipcroft launching one that's deflected.
Well, once again, it's come about because Burnley haven't dealt with the Blackburn Rovers throw-in. It's amazing the fact that the three centre-halves in there, Davies, Cox and Thomas, have had so much trouble right through the afternoon.
Done. Here's Matt Janssen, and he's got away from Davis. It was firmly struck, but Mokopoulos was well positioned.
Tell you what, he's a great player to have in your side this stage of the game, Matt Janssen. Because you know, because of the game has got so much stretched, he's going to get room, he's going to get space to attack defenders.
And the ball's been given against him here from his initial control.
Well, this is a strike really that perhaps didn't trouble. Just look at the defending there from Steve Davies. That's really poor play from the Burnley skipper, but Matt Janssen not as accurate as we'd like.
Here's Mellon. John Rose.
Burnley need to start making the most of these types of situations, either corners or free kicks, and get players into the danger area. In particular, Davies, who can be a threat.
Thomas who got forward for that free kick. It's a bit short from Cox, but Mokopoulos certainly isn't slow. Taylor. Here's Duff.
That's a crazy challenge. It really is a crazy challenge from Steve Davis. Damien Duff, we know he possesses wonderful pace. I guess that really is desperation and frustration. As the defender came over, he had one thing in his mind, and that is clearly the foul on Damien Duff.
And it's a caution for the Burnley skipper. And an imminent suspension. Of Marcus Bent. Well, they're doing their best to offer encouragement here. Mellon. Davis. Janssen.
Well, again, Matt Janssen finding that sort of space. Because Burnley are looking to try and get something out of this game, but as far as the home side is concerned, the ball's at the wrong end.
Away by Thomas, then by Malin, but only to McAteer. Burnley proposing their final change, and it's John Mullin who's going to come on. And Mickey Mellon has his place taken by Mullin, who started life here, went to Sunderland, then returned. Bent. Well, Kevin Ball will have a problem after that challenge. Gary Flitcroft went in looking for instant retribution, and Fraser Stretton here
Where Graham Souness is,
a major incident on his hands and opts for the red card. No second chance for Kevin Ball for the way he dived in there. Graham Souness obviously concerned about the welfare of his player, but Burnley a goal down and now a man down as Ball makes the walk of shame.
Well, I said before the game, Kevin Ball gives you that competitive edge, but there's certainly a very fine line to that competitive edge, and really Kevin Ball can have no complaints about this sending off. It was wild, it was reckless, and that certainly could have done damage. And that's what Graham Souness went ballistic about. He really did feel animated enough about that tackle to get very close to the player himself.
Well, the concern has to be with David Dunn to ensure that he'll be able to carry on, but Fraser Stretton really was left with little option but to take the action that he did there against Kevin Ball.
could quite well be a turning point in this game. Only 15 or so minutes still left in this match, and you really do want all your bodies on the field.
Well, this was a game that David Dunn said he'd been waiting all his life to play in, being a local. It's the foul on him that's led to Burnley's reduction in numbers, and their problems now mounting as they have to try and somehow conjure a comeback in the final 13 minutes. Curtis. Cox. Nailett. John Rose. Where's Duff? Matt Jansen.
Oh, it's just getting stupid out there. It really is ludicrous. Players who ought to know better. It's just turning uglier and uglier and uglier, and this is only really going to incite the fans. We know that there was a lot of hype coming into this game, and there's a lot of passion between two clubs that are so close to each other. It's had to wait 17 years, and now it's all kicking off.
Graham Souness and Stan Ternent had both issued pleas for calm in the build-up to this game. Stan Ternent coming on ostensibly to return the match ball, but taking the opportunity to have a word with the referee as well while he's there.
He's just trying to calm everything down, Stan, and rightly so. It was Paul Weller that had almost 2 or 3 attempts, but Blackburn won't want to lose anybody at this moment. They mustn't react. They mustn't get drawn into what Burnley seem to be trying to do. And that's to get Blackburn at it. And here's Damien Duff. That's certainly the first tackle. There's the second tackle, which is wild. It's stupid. And then, because of that, players start getting involved.
Well, you're always treading a fine line in games like this, with atmospheres like this, but the referee, for the most part, has tried to keep his cool and tried to keep his cards in his pocket. He was left with no option with Kevin Ball, but he's sorted that one out diplomatically, and he's given Burnley a free kick here for the challenge on John Rose. The final player count of the afternoon will be Matt Jansen for Sky Digital viewers on Channel 404. Flick on by Paper. There's Mullen. Headed down. It's Andy Payton. A vital block, but they'll look to follow it in. Moor has done. He's pushed it over the line. But the challenge on the goalkeeper means it won't count.
I'll tell you what, we talked about McAteer's tackle early on in the game. That was such an important one as far as Blackburn's concerned. What about that from Henningberg? That really was an important block, because you can't afford to give Andy Payton that type of time and room in the box. He set his sights, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and that certainly was a foul on the goalkeeper, and that's a correct decision. Well, he's held it together for the best part of this game. The referee is going to seem a long 10 minutes to him.
Well, Burnley fans have been lifted by the response to the adversity that their team is now facing. But they still have that Jason McAteer goal to try and cancel out. The clock's against them. Blackburn have the numerical advantage, but it could be a hanging on for survival case now for the visiting team.
Well, I said they needed a spark from somewhere, Rob, and in fact it's come from a sending off from their own team. It's incredible, isn't it, how that lifts the team.
Davis getting himself into a cul-de-sac, and it's Duff who's emerged with it, and he's got Jansen to his left. It's Matt Jansen, and the flag is up.
I think this is a very good decision. And really, Matt Jansen needed to hold his run a little bit longer. There you can see perhaps just drifting the other side of the Burnley rear guard, but this game has got a great pace to it, hasn't it?
Thomas with the throw. Mullen.
just having to quieten it down, players getting involved with each other.
Well, the war cry going up from the Burnley fans as their side prepare to take this kick.
Well, we've got a free kick, and it's an opportunity again just to get bodies forward. But it needs the right sort of delivery from Mullen, who was a player that was fouled. And Blackburn, hang on.
Well, there's been a great spirit about Burnley in their rise through the divisions as Mullen swings it in awkwardly. And it looked a certain corner.
That was a great ball. It certainly looked the Blackburn player that got the final touch. This is a super ball in from Mull. Had pace, and there you can clearly see that is a corner. It ought to have been. The referee has decided it's a goal kick. Hasn't endeared him to the locals, has it?
Davis. Here's Moor. Shrugging off Taylor. Mullen was in the middle. Cleared by Curtis. McAteer. Flickcroft. Janssen. Thomas last man back. Cox. Here's Bjornaby. Rose. Moore looking to help it through. And a very close decision now, vigorously contested. They were appealing for hands against Taylor there. Nailett. Moore. And Burnley have got the free kick.
Oh, they found some energy and spirit from somewhere, Burnley. It's amazing how it's come out because of the sending off to Kevin Ball, but they are seemingly now in the ascendancy. It's Blackburn that are having to hang on, doing some desperate defending, giving free kicks away. Can they make this count?
Steve Davis is the one who has to try and make it count. All back the distance that the referee requires now. Davis.
I guess every picture tells a story.
And the anxiety continues for the Burnley fans. They've waited so long for this occasion. They were hoping that Stan Ternent could produce, somehow conjure up a win against this quality Blackburn side. They'd take a point now, but with 4 minutes to go. And Graham Sinessa's side hang on here. Weller's kick.
What a chance that was. And that really was just about Burnley throwing men into the box, just seeing if they get a little bit lucky, and this was very close, wasn't it? Payton, it's got to be a matter of inches.
And now Davis on the break. Friedel prevents it from going behind.
Again, wonderful defending from Henning Berger, questioned at times how close he was to the attackers in the first half, but in the second half he got very close to Payton. Wonderful tackle in the box, and then again from Davies. No surprises there, really, is it? That's when you know you're in a derby.
And they haven't picked up Jason McAteer. And Dunn's shot easily dealt with. Into the final 3 minutes. Burnley. Thomas. Flickcroft. Bent.
And Burnley have gone for it now. Davies has gone into the striking role, hopeful that he can get the ball forward to him. Payton and Moor can pick up little bits and pieces.
Here's Damien Duff. Given away to Mullin. Mullin has immediately gone to support the attack. Ismaila's on the ball. And he's done well. He's given two of them the slip. And there are four in the middle. He tried to pull it back from Mullin. Got a second chance to cross now. He's won the corner.
Just listen to the noise. They really have responded to their team. They've had a real good go in this second half.
17 years they've had to wait for this fixture here at Turf Moor. And they're determined not to let it slip away with a defeat. The place vibrating with anticipation as the corner's taken. Steve Davis. Well, they're looking to make room for the cross. He's angled it through. Payton controlled it and then goes in very hard on Friedel.
Payton must have had, what, 3 of those particular situations where he's found the ball has gone in behind his Blackburn Rovers rear guard, and Payton very quick to react. He's clearly onside. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't really get the control off his chest that he's looking for, but that's brave goalkeeping from Brad Friedel. He has been excellent. Suspicion of handball, but there you can see the goalkeeper very alert, very quick, and very brave.
Payton's hurt as well, but I wonder even if at this late stage of the game we might have to have a change of goalkeeper here. All adding to the time that Fraser Stretton will have to put on at the end of the 90 minutes. Blackburn do have John Filan on the bench.
Well, that's about getting close with each other as managers, isn't it? He's just having a word there. He felt a little bit undone by. Filan got involved when he shouldn't have done, and Stan just going to have a word with his fellow manager there. He's not particularly happy about it.
Back in the technical area, the two injured parties are back on their feet, although at the moment Payton is still off the field of play. Friedel all right again, and Payton now back on. Going off, and what a time to make your debut for your new club. Alan Mahon on loan from Sporting Lisbon until the end of the season. International clearance just came through in time for the former Tranmere man. And with Blackburn holding on to this 1-goal advantage, just a question of how much stoppage time will be added on now. 3 minutes is the decision of the fourth official. Here's Matt Jansen. intent is already there. McAteer is driving forward in support as well, but he's done brilliantly here, Janssen. He's tried to do too much in the end. Bent! Signed, sealed and delivered. The derby victory belongs to Blackburn.
Well, when you're looking for your first goal for a new club, it doesn't matter how it comes. And really, Blackburn looked as if they'd missed the opportunity. Janssen trying to be too elaborate in the box. This is a wonderful strike, but that's a great follow-up header. All he's done is anticipated from the goalkeeper. Perhaps the keeper may well have been at fault in the fact that he needed to push that further away, but he doesn't get strong enough hands to it, and Marcus Bent says, thank you very much indeed.
Debut goal for Marcus Bent. A pretty impressive debut touch for Alan Mahon. It was his driven shot that was rebounded back to Marcus Bent to break his scoring duck for his new club. And there is plenty of Christmas cheer for the visiting fans now. I don't think either set of supporters has thought too much about the forthcoming festivities. They wanted to get this match out of the way first. It's dominated all thoughts. Mullin hits in the free kick. It's clear to Janssen. And it could get even better for Blackburn. It's Matt Janssen again. And he had two up in support to his left and tried to take it on his own. Here's Thomas. Headed down by Davis to Mullin. Bjornaby. Dunn. Mann. Flickcroft. Dunn. And Blackburn Rovers are the top dogs in East Lancashire. They've won the first meeting of these rival teams in 18 seasons with a goal in stoppage time of each half. Jason McAteer with the first, Marcus Bent with the second, his first for the club. And by winning this match and claiming maximum points, Blackburn actually leapfrogged Burnley in the table. And for Graham Souness's team, it's a return to the top six. And they're on a good run of form at the moment that they will hope they can sustain. They managed to keep their heads when, towards the end, Burnley lost theirs. Kevin Ball sent off for a reckless challenge, but no hard feelings from Stan Turner towards the referee. A challenge on David Dunn concerned Graham Souness at the time, but the red card that was shown to Ball was inevitable. He wanted his team to be strong and gritty today, and they have met with those expectations. McAteer profiting from Burnley confusion from a long throw in the first half, and Bent from the breakaway scoring the second. Mitchell Thomas's back header from Bjornaby's throw was carelessly short, and Jason McAteer, having not been picked up by Paul Cook, profited to score just before half-time. Kevin Ball showed a straight red for that high and reckless lunge at David Dunn. The team battled on despite being down to 10 men, only to be killed off when Alan Mahn's first touch for the club was a shot that was driven away by the goalkeeper, but only to Marcus Bent. And he breaks his goal-scoring duck to make it a very happy afternoon for Blackburn and ensure an especially happy Christmas for the visitors from Ewood Park. Andy Payton, lifelong Burnley fan, beaten and deflated. He'll now have to hope for a better result when the two teams are due to meet at the end of March. But for now, it's Blackburn who take the honours in this derby. Burnley 0, Blackburn 2.
Plenty of talking points. Rob Brown, thank you very much indeed. Now, still to come tonight, On Sky Sports 1 next, there's live Scottish football, Dundee United against Rangers. And at 8:30, all the weekend's goals in Goals on Sunday. On Sky Sports 2 tonight from 7, live Mosconi Cup pool, Europe against the United States. On Sky Sports 3 at 6:30, live Spanish football, Valencia against Malaga, followed at 9 by live American football. And for Sky Digital viewers, coming up tonight at 12:30 on Sky Sports Extra, there is live Test cricket, Australia against the West Indies. But a very happy return to Turf Moor for the Rovers. After 17 years, they've beaten their deadly rivals. Their promotion challenge is on again.
Here's another one of David's little souvenirs, the original crossbar from Elm Park.
An F, A, C, F, D. They might not sound much on their own, but blend them together and...
Blended from the finest single malts for a greater depth. Bells. It's all in the blend. Where do you find inspiration? Sometimes where you least expect it. With technology that takes you beyond old boundaries to something more inspiring. Like these compact ProLiant servers with Intel Pentium 3 processors and a 1.75-inch profile that fits everywhere, you can have your next big idea anywhere. Compact's ProLiant servers with Intel Pentium 3 processors. Welcome to the new IT. Inspiration technology from Compaq.
You want backing for this? Get talking.
Picture this.
Well?
What's up? This is it. My throat. It's red raw. Here.
Lemsip antibacterial lozenges work hard to help kill germs and numb pain quickly.
And that's where the second recording studio will be.
Lost for words? Try these when your throat's killing you.
Lemsip lozenges, now with new citrus. Hard-working medicine because life doesn't stop.
One happy clown for baby, £15. Cashmere sweater for the love of your life, £250. It's a Wonderful Life on DVD for mum and dad, £18. Christmas shopping in your underwear. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted everywhere. Especially online this Christmas.
You sexy thing, you.
Tommy, the real American fragrance. Tommy Girl, a declaration of independence.
Get more than you expected. £10 gets you 4 hours internet access every month for a year. Liberty Surf, the internet liberated.
Ever wondered why cows don't get heartburn? Cows don't skip breakfast. Cows don't race around all day on a jelly baby. Cows don't eat curries. We can't all have a stomach as peaceful as a cow. So, if you do get a twinge, take Zantac 75. Get relief from heartburn and indigestion for up to 12 hours. Zantac 75. Be human. Have the stomach of a cow.
Now you can experience a once-in-a-lifetime event on video.
Take the wheel!
The Perfect Storm.
What do you think, Skip? We're coming home!
George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg in an awesome battle against the fury of nature. The Storm of the Century is the video and DVD event of the year. The Perfect Storm. Own it now.
Maybe our man will try to make an ad for new John Smith's Extra Smooth tomorrow. Maybe not.
Morning, Ravers! Yeah, how about a kiss under the mistletoe? Yeah? Lovely. Take that, darling. Anyone else want a burger?
Oh, perfect.
It's a pricey network, though. Go on, use mine.
BT Cellnet Pay and Go has the cheapest prepaid weekend rate of any network. Just 2p a minute.
Go on, use mine.
It's time for a scintillatingly scary special. Heaven's found a new angel.
Got to heaven before you, Flanders!
It'll crack you up.
Margie, you gotta help me. I have to do one good deed to get into heaven.
Well, I've got a whole list of chores.
Whoa, I'm just trying to get in. I'm not running for Jesus.
Be a Devil, Treehouse of Horror 11, a brand new Simpsons epitaph. Tonight from 666, Sky One, spooky.
David said to me that Reading had only ever had 4 ball-headed centre forwards since the war.
Welcome back to Turf Moor, a somewhat sombre Turf Moor for the vast majority of the supporters today. Burnley beaten for the first time at home this season by their arch rivals Blackburn Rovers, who had 13 attempts at goal, 9 on target to Burnley's 3. They were pretty worthy winners in the end. Paul Cook and Steve Davis were booked for the home side. Gary Flitcroft saw yellow for Blackburn, and of course Kevin Ball was sent off quite rightly by the referee. An appalling challenge by Ball. Action areas first half pretty even. Burnley just edged the possession, but Rovers had that quality. And the attendance comfortably the biggest of the season, nearly 22,000 inside the ground. Well, Jason McAteer was the man of the match, and he's talking with Alan Bentley.
Well, you feel you deserved it? I think so, yeah. I thought we played a better football. It was always going to be a ferocious match, and it started out like that. I think someone was sent off as well. So, but I felt we deserved the points at the end of the day. We kept catching them on the break at the end of the day, and we were always going to score a second.
What about the goal, a collector's item, a Jason McAteer header?
Yeah, I don't think it hit the back of the net, did it? It trickled in. I threw the eyes in, and he went one way, and the ball went the other. Yeah, it was nice. You know, I've had a bit of a tough time the last couple of weeks. I've been in and out of the team, and you know, I've been finding it a bit difficult, but I found a bit of form lately, and the gaffer's, he stuck with me, and he's played me last week, played me this week, and hopefully, you know, repaid him a little bit with a goal.
Were you almost equally pleased with the intervention in the first couple of minutes, that crucial interception as well?
Yeah, I seen Branchie, he's quick, he's still quick, and I seen him making a run down the blind side, and I thought, I just got to get in, you know, and that's all thanks to Roy Evans and Ronnie Moran. I remember them screaming at me to get back, and I just clocked him, and I managed to get a foot on the ball and get it clear, so yeah, it was nice.
From your days playing in Merseyside derbies, were any as fiery as this?
Yeah, the hype's been building up this last month in Blackburn and Burnley, and you know, I've not really taken much notice of it. Obviously playing in the Merseyside derby, I know what they're about, and then I gets here and gets on the pitch and flipping heck. It was just as bad, yeah. But they were passionate fans. It was you know, it's a shame someone's got to lose, but I'm amazed that we got the points.
A good day for you. A Liverpool win, a Blackburn win, a McAteer goal, and you're our nationwide man of the match. Not bad, eh?
Who got Liverpool's?
Who got the goal?
Yeah. Did he? I'll have to share with him.
All right, well done.
Cheers, thanks very much. Thank you.
Someday for Jason McAteer, who was clearly rather enjoying himself. Flipping heck, eh? But they were worthy winners, weren't they, this afternoon in the end?
They well deserved to win it, Marcus. Yeah, they could have won it a lot more as well. I think if Matt Jansen hadn't been so selfish near the end, they could well have really rubbed it in. But no, I thought they thoroughly deserved it. Played by far the better football. They were very competitive, as were both sides, but I thought they were by far the better side.
And the frustration clearly got to Burnley. That challenge by Kevin Ball, which led to his red card, was an absolute disgrace, wasn't it, Nigel?
The referee got it spot on. I thought the referee again had a very good match today, controlled it well, was very firm, tried to let the game flow, but the sending off was the right decision. I think Kevin Ball will look at that and go, oh crikey, it was a sending off. He just come in and taken the player out completely. But Kevin's a little bit like that at times. I mean, he's a very good competitor. Leads by example, but that was a little bit too high and a rash challenge and deserved to get sent off.
Well, there was a mini soap opera at the side of the pitch. We had Stan Turnant marching up and down, appearing alongside the referee at one point. Graham Souness trying to calm things down, which is unusual in itself.
Extremely unusual for Graham, yeah. I think he's obviously calmed himself down very well. But no, that's what it's all about, Marcus, unfortunately. You know, when you're playing in these big games and there's high tension there, it's not the supporters that are passionate. It's everybody involved in the game that's passionate about it as well. And these things happen on the side, but they'll have a beer afterwards, they'll be fine.
Let's have a look back. Jason McAteer was actively involved right from the start of the game. Had this gone in after just 5 minutes, it would of course been a completely different kettle of fish. You mentioned his run at half-time, Ray. It was fabulous defending, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great defending, yeah. And it's terrific, actually, that he mentioned Ronnie Moran and Roy Evans there, kept balling him out to get back in that area. And you know, it's worked for him, he's learnt, and it was a great challenge.
Early on, we thought that the Blackburn defence was looking a little bit fragile, but when the opportunities came for Moor and for Peyton, he just couldn't quite get in the right positions.
Well, they had their best chances in the first half. Second half, we didn't really see either of them, did we? I think Blackburn controlled the game in the second half, looked good going forward. Obviously, Mark Hughes here does very, very well. And Damien Duff, I think, should hit this first time, but it's on his right foot. But I still think that's a penalty.
You still think it's a penalty in Ray?
Yeah, I'd have to go with Nigel. I've got to say, I definitely think Big David's there. He does try to head it, but he definitely hits him on that armband.
Well, fortunately, that doesn't really matter now. Marcus Benton using his head there. Of course, he was to use it to even greater effect towards the end of the game. But here's the first goal. You're a little unhappy about the throw, Ray?
Well, I think he throws it with one hand. I think it's he throws it with his right hand only. If you have a look at it, well, you can't see it, we're too far away from that angle. So there's Jason's run from the edge of the box, and that really is an excellent run.
He gambles and gets in there, and that's why he scored. If he'd stopped and said, oh, the keeper's going to catch that, he wouldn't have scored, would he? That's what you're on about with players. Take a gamble up sometimes, take the chance and get in there, and he gets his reward and gets the goal.
Well worth an explosive start to the second half.
That's a good tackle, though. It's not a penalty. Great run from Duff. A good challenge from Cox coming in there. Takes the ball.
Had to be a good tackle, didn't it? Here's another long throw again, causing problems.
This is a collector's item, Marcus, this. He could have put a lot of money on Mark Hughes putting that in the back of the net there and lost it.
Yeah.
Goes to the floor initially, Mark, then he gets up. My goodness gracious, I never thought I'd see him this one like that. This goes to show even the best can do it. Eh?
I'm sure we'll never see it again. Now the sending off, it looks worse every time you see it.
Yeah. But the referee's right in there straight away. Red card out, and Kevin Ball's got to walk, but it is a bad challenge that gets him with both feet there.
Could have broken both his legs.
Yeah, it's a good job he didn't go further over. He might have broken his something else, like landing on his head there.
Yeah, we don't want to see that sort of thing. And it just threatened to get out of hand at this point, didn't it?
Yes. That's what derby game's all about, Marcus. A bit rough for you, isn't it?
But the thing is, the players have got to have a degree of responsibility, because we don't want to see that sort of thing happening in the town centre tonight, do we?
No, the players do have a massive responsibility, and we've spoken about it before, Marcus. And I've got to say, I think players should take far more responsibility. It's all very well coming off at the end and having a go at the referee. The poor bloke is out there on his own. It's a tough old number for him. Friedel done wonderfully well there as well. That was a foul.
Yeah, rightly disallowed. Yeah. Friedel did very well. His handling was excellent.
He looks very secure, doesn't he?
Peyton can't quite get on the end of that. He was onside there, but couldn't quite stretch enough to get any contact on the ball. And Friedel just picks it up.
We had one of those frustrating days, Andy Peyton. But Alan Mahon didn't. He came on and made an immediate impact.
We've missed a great little bit from Alan Mahon, actually. His first contribution was winning a tackle right down in front of the dugout. That's his shot coming in, because he's followed it up, and Marcus Bent does exceptionally well to get his head on it. Here comes Mahon. Good strike.
Reacts well, doesn't he?
What a time to score your first goal for your new club.
Yeah. Great to score at any time. But just scoring in a derby game, wonderful for him. This is what Ray was on about with Matt Jansen. If he looks up here, I think it's bent in the far side. He could just lay it across for him. He side foots it in, but he goes for goal. And you know, if that's it 0-0, I think Graham Souness would probably have him up against the wall in the dressing room.
Graham would have been on the pitch after.
Yes. He's got a habit of doing that, but of course they always say that good strikers have to be greedy strikers. So
yeah, but
where do you draw the line?
In Rush and Kenny Dalglish scoring little tap-ins from 6 yards out, and it's no harm if you just roll it across for your buddy to put it in the back of the net. You win the game.
Let's have a word with another of the Blackburn heroes. Marcus Bent is now talking to Alan.
Marcus, what a time and a place to score your first goal for the club.
Great time to score. Haven't scored in 2, started 2, and to score here in the derby, brilliant. I know it came late, but I think they were putting a bit of pressure on us at the time, and to get 2 took the pressure off us, and it's a great win for us.
It was fiery out there on occasion, wasn't it? What was it like to play it?
It was very fiery. Tackles flying in, you know, it was hard to hold the ball up. It was a bobbly pitch. You know, it was one of them battling games. It weren't going to be a classic, but it was a team. It was a game where people were going to put 100% in, you know, and I think we come out and done the business.
And having scored that goal, do you feel that just takes a little bit of pressure off you now?
Off of me or the team?
Yeah, off you.
Off me? No, not at all. I know that I can score. I'm a confident player. If I didn't score for 10, 13 games, then I'd start worrying. But it's only 2 games. The team hasn't lost yet since I've been playing, so I'm not boosting myself up, but you know, to score today was a dream come true.
What's it like to play alongside someone like Mark Hughes?
It's brilliant because he teaches me a lot. Playing at Sheffield United, playing at Dave Kelly, you know, and it's good to play with an old head because they can tell you what to do, where to go, and you know, they show the way, and I think that's what he's doing at the moment.
And generally, how do you feel Blackburn are going? Can they get promoted?
Definitely. We're 3 points, I think, off second place. Depending on how other teams go, I think we've got 2 games in hand. As long as we keep going on a run, we've had a few bad results where we should have won recently, but I think we're getting back on that track now. This will do us a lot of confidence as well today. So hopefully we can go on and win a couple more games over Christmas.
Thanks a lot, Marcus. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah, he's full of confidence and potential. So too is the team. Is this going to be the springboard now for Blackburn? They're back into the top 6. They're not far off the top 2 positions.
No, you get players back from injury as well. If you look at the bench we were talking about today, Christian Daly, Craig Ignett, Damien Johnson, Alan Marn, John Fine, they've got a very, very good squad, but it's just moulding that team together, and I think they're gradually getting there. I thought they battled away well today, in second half played some good football, but they can still play better, and I'm sure Graham sees the potential to play better. But if they keep the run going, I mean, they could get into that second spot. But then again, if you know, Bolton keep going the way they are and Birmingham keep going the way they are, it's going to be right down to the death.
You mentioned Graham, and the Blackburn manager is now with Alan.
Graham, the win you wanted, would you argue you played the more measured football throughout?
I think so. I think it was our day today. I think we played what football was on show. I think we played it. We knew it was going to be a tough physical encounter here, and we stood up to that. And I think, you know, in derby games they can be frantic, and this one certainly was. But I think it's also correct to say that the football that was played today was played by us.
We also argue that you had a couple of penalty appeals turned down, so in the end justice was done.
Yeah, we felt. I saw the first one, courtesy of your cameras. I believe that was a penalty. The second one, from where we were in the dugout, certainly looked like a penalty as well. But we've won 2-0. I would have settled for that before we came here. You know, Burnley have done remarkably well this year. You know, they've come up from a lower division. They've hardly been out of the top 6, and they made it very difficult for us today. But we felt if we could handle their physical side, then our better football would show, and that's exactly how it turned out. It was our day today. Another day might be different.
I know you'd settled for 2-0, but on occasion did you feel you didn't make the most of the good positions you were in?
You know, I think you asked me before the game that you know, we've gone off the rails a bit in the last 3 games, and that's how we've been. You know, we've been creating chances, and we've also been creating great positions to create great chances. You know, like we had in the second half down the right-hand side. We got free on the right-hand side several times and never found the quality ball to punish them at the end of it. And you know, I think to typify it was Matt Jansen's one at the end when he's gone solo, and it's a roll across the face of the goal for a tap-in for someone. And Mark Hughes, I think he'll be in some Christmas video. His miss will be in some Christmas video in the future, I think.
When things did get fiery, were you pleased also with the discipline your players showed?
Yeah, I think that was the last throw of the dice for Burnley. You know, Stan's got an honest group of players there, and they felt the game was slipping away from them, and they tried to make it physical and mix it up. And we obviously felt we could deal with that part of the game. I think we showed them.
Any word on the sending off? Do you think it was a sending off offence?
Yeah, I think you know, when you're out there, and we've all done it. You know, you get extremely frustrated when the game's gone away from you. And it was a reckless challenge, and I'm sure when the player sees it on video later tonight or tomorrow, he'll see that a red card was right. But you can understand the frustration. I've been there myself.
And now it's crucial, isn't it, that Blackburn build on this again and go on another good run?
Well, there's been nothing wrong with our football in the last 3 games. I mean, we've not been as fluent as we had been before that, but certainly, you know, we took 2 points from a possible 9. We lost at home and drew at home and drew at Tranmere. And they're games we could easily have won. They were like today. We had chance after chance, and as I've said, we had real opportunities to deliver a killer pass, which would have resulted in a goal. And we didn't do that, and we didn't do it again tonight, which is a wee bit of a concern.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, Graham.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, happy enough, Graham Sinners. I think he'll have Matt Jansen in his office tomorrow morning, and he'll be telling him, pass the ball in future. We'll hear from Stan Turnant in the final part of the programme. We'll also show you the highlights from the West Midlands derby that took place at Molineux this afternoon. It was Wolves against Birmingham. Wolves desperate for the points. They had the chances, but they didn't take them.
This item is an original floodlight from Elm Park dated back to 1955.
They've already knocked out last season's finalists. They're confident Sunderland have as much to fear. Now, Palace just want the rain to stop. The Worthington Cup quarter-final, Tuesday 7:30, live on Sky Sports 2.
Good night.
Night.
Seem to have a history.
Good evening.
And missing the point.
Oh, some people.
Very absent-mindedly, I care, but never.
With new Pay-As-You-Talk Smart Step from Vodafone, the more you say, the less you pay. Because the first 3 minutes you use your phone cost 25p each. Then for the rest of that day, it's just 5p a minute flat rate. Which means there are no more peaks.
Glad that's straightened out.
Low-cost calls day or night with new Pay-As-You-Talk Smart Step from Vodafone.
The digit has always been useful at Christmas. And now it can do so much more! Today and every day, there'll be a new Christmas offer on Open. So good, each one only lasts 24 hours. Open, how very useful.
Just press the button.
Thomson has created Senium with integrated DVD player, changeable frame, and 16:9 flat screen, giving you the big picture in your own home. Thomson, look, listen and live.
Here's another one of David's little souvenirs, the original crossbar from Elm Park.
Welcome back. A 2-0 win for Blackburn at Burnley this afternoon. We're going to hear from the Burnley manager, Stan Ternent, in just a moment. Before we do, assessing Blackburn, we reckon they're going to be promotion candidates. They were always going to be. But what about Burnley? Dark horses until now. How significant a setback might this be, do you think, Ray?
No, I think they'll be okay. I think their home form has carried them through up to now, Marcus, and I think it will do to the remainder of the season. They've got some quality players in there, very experienced bunch of guys, and I honestly think this won't set them back too much. They'll be hurt, deeply hurt as well, because they haven't played Blackburn for many, many years, and they wanted to win badly today. As you could see with the commitment that they showed, they were in every tackle, they attempted to win every ball that was there, and attempted to play football, especially in the opening period. But I think they'll be okay.
Would you say they have enough quality to stay in the hunt, at least, for the rest of the season?
I think Stan has a very experienced squad there, a good, honest set of players. And I think they're actually playing above their station a little bit at the moment. I think where they are, 7th place or just dropping down to 8th place today, I think they're having a tremendous season, having just got promoted. I think we were saying, well, if you survive the first year when you come up, that's great. They're doing more than that. They've got a tough game, their next home game against Bolton. Another local derby, so it'll be interesting. They might bounce back in that one, because this is the first defeat they've had. It's always nice to bounce back and get back to winning ways.
Let's hear what Stan has to say. He's now talking to Alan.
Stan, will you feel you didn't do yourselves justice today?
No, I didn't think we did. We gave the goal on half-time really set us back, and we hadn't played particularly well. But it was a derby match, and there weren't a lot of chances in it. I think that caused us more problems than anything with their long throws. And then we had an uphill battle in the second half, and we couldn't get a one in there. They were always likely to get us on the break, especially after Kevin was sent off. So, you know, we have to take it on the chin. I think on the day, Blackburn deserved the win.
Do you have any qualms about the sending off? Do you endorse the referee's decision?
Well, I haven't seen it. It happened that quickly, but Paul is a competitive player, you know, and in derby matches. So I haven't really had a look at it on the video, and but he's not that type of lad, to be fair. He does get stuck in, you know, there's no question about that, but he's not a malicious type of player. And I think in a high-octane match like that, then the crowd are on the case and one thing and another. But all in all, I thought the referee had a pretty good match.
You came on the pitch at one stage. Did you feel you had to calm things down?
Well, I thought that it was getting a little out of hand then, you know, because it's a big match for the Burnley fans. They waited a long time for it, and I think the players were aware of that. and also a big match for Blackburn. So there was a lot of local pride at stake, and I just said to him, just have a word with the captains and calm down, you're doing smashing, and there's no problem. Apart from filing, punching the ball out of Maillet's hands, and Graham Souness and I have spent all week in trying to keep a low profile in a nice game of football. All right, somebody had to lose it to us today. It may have been an even Steven, but you know, we can do without an experienced player filing. He always has plenty to say in the papers. I don't normally talk about other teams, but he is bang out of order doing that. And if he was my...
Well, we seem to have lost Stan right in the middle of a rather interesting comment. That explains that situation with John Fine. We saw them on the touchline together. He was going a little berserk. We couldn't see what had happened at the time, but clearly he punched a ball out of somebody's hand.
Yeah, out the young lad's hands. Yeah, Maylott was it on the touchline. But it's obviously upset Stan immensely because he's a pretty placid guy, and as he's saying, him and Graham probably through the media all week were trying to play this game down to try and have a game of football, and it's all gone a bit pear-shaped.
Well, we lost Stan, but we can now hear from Kevin Ball. A red card for him, but he is talking to Alan.
Kevin, let's start on the performance today. I mean, what went wrong?
I think from our point of view, to lose at home 2-0 to any team, especially your nearest rivals, is disappointing. But I thought up until half-time we had done very well. Unfortunately, we gave a goal away literally on half-time. Came out the second half, had a mad sort of 5 minutes, but then I thought we were getting back in the game again. Unfortunately, though, we lost the second goal near the end, but I think that's more when we're down to 10 men chasing the game. Sure. So I'd disregard that one, to be honest with you.
Would you feel as though, for all your possession in the first half, you didn't create enough, though?
Yeah, possibly. That's something we can work on at times. I thought first half, like I said, we did have a lot of possession. I thought it was unfortunate one time when Branchy came at the far post, and McAteer's done very well to get in there and knock it away. So be it, but it gives us something to work on. We've done very well so far this season. Still a long way to go, and whilst it's a disappointment today, and a disappointment for everybody concerned, especially, like I say, being our nearest rivals, I think it's something that we can sort of take heart from and just think, right, let's get back to winning ways next week.
Of course, you're a very experienced player. Were you disappointed with the sending off?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it wasn't intentional. The ball was there to be won. He's turned into me, and I think it was more of a clash of shins than anything else. Whether or not, little bits were made of it by people running on the pitch, that's for you to say and see. Like I say, I am disappointed. It wasn't intentional, and it wasn't the way I...
Well, there it is again. He's saying it wasn't intentional. He went for the ball.
Well, I'm saying if one of David Dunn's legs would have been stationary on the floor, it would be in two pieces.
Yeah, it was...
I thought that was a nasty tackle.
Dodgy at the best of times, wasn't it? Very quickly, let's show you the one goal that decided the West Midlands derby at Molineux this afternoon. Wolves and Birmingham. And Birmingham's excellent run of form continues. And Dele Adebola continues to thoroughly enjoy himself from a personal point of view.
We saw the goal before, and I think it's an excellent goal. Good build-up. Birchall does very well. Comes off, turns, but it's got great vision here. Adebola makes the run for him. That's lovely weight on the pass, one touch, and slots it away. What a good goal.
And another very good result for Birmingham. And here's the current situation at the top. Birmingham third, 43 from 22. Blackburn up to 6th now, 39 from 22, just a point behind Watford and a couple of points behind West Brom. And that's the bottom of the table, as we said before the programme. It's very, very tight. Wolves, 23 points, just one clear of the relegation zone. We're out of time. Ray, Nigel, thank you very much indeed for your company. Another dramatic afternoon, and in the end, Jason brought a tear to the eyes of all Burnley fans. From us all for now, it's goodbye.